All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, the Rock Cave, coming to you from the Adirondack Mountains. This is short and sweet solo trip. Less than 24 hours, me and the loons. It's quiet up here except for those loons. And it is Wednesday, Wanderlust Wednesday, here among the trees. And speaking of trees, that's what we're doing today. We are talking about a band out of Washington State, just outside of Seattle. Screaming Trees. Hopefully no screaming trees here, but the Screaming Trees, we haven't covered them yet. Associated with grunge, but really formed in 1985, small town outside of Seattle. Hard rock with a little bit of psychedelia in there. But grunge is when they took off. But really pioneers of grunge, because they were doing stuff for years before those other bands took off, along with Soundgarden was an early pioneer as well, and Mudhoney and Green River, those kinds of bands. This band, just like I said, started practicing in their family's video store. Two brothers that founded the band. They put out their cassette as far as their demos are concerned. Got signed to SST Records, famous for having a lot of underground bands, and that's exactly what they were, underground band. They toured with Meat Puppets. They finally got signed to Epic Records in 1990 and put out a record, Uncle Anesthesia, in 1991, produced in part by Chris Cornell. And that produced a hit, number 23 hit, Bed of Roses. The bass player then takes a little hiatus and goes and plays for Dinosaur Jr. Nirvana hits big, and that is the opening they have when grunge takes off for their kind of music, and they end up putting out a wonderful record, the record that I am the one that, this is where I discovered them as far as so many of us all, Sweet Oblivion in 1992, bolstered by the hit Nearly Lost You, which was featured in that awesome movie Singles. Who doesn't love the movie Singles and that soundtrack? We'll cover that soundtrack one of these days. But this record was just awesome, and this got them huge attention on MTV, modern rock radio, modern rock charts. They had the song Nearly Lost You, Dollar Bill in Shadow of the Season. Love that song, Shadow of the Season. This is just a fun band. I just love Mark Lanigan's voice. He's got this deep voice that's just so good. I mean, it's really, really good. Then they are doing their thing. They take a little time to put out another record. 1996, they put out an album, Dust, and that had some singles on it. All I Know, Dying Days was another one on there, and Sworn and Broken, right? And then more hiatus, a little bit of time in there and off, and it was kind of complicated. Mark Lanigan put out a bunch of solo records. They themselves had 7 studio albums and 5 EPs. Mark Lanigan also joins Queens of the Stone Age for a bit, that super group. That's pretty cool. And the drummer and he play on that group Mad Season that I've featured so well. That Mad Season put out one record, another supergroup, Lane Staley, Mike McCready of Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, and Screaming Trees put out that amazing record from Mad Season. So, Mark Lanigan featured in the news recently. He almost died of COVID-19, was put in a coma, lost his hearing. His hearing is back, but he's still on the mend. But that was what I read recently about him. So, speedy recovery to him. Screaming Trees are what we're talking about today. Do you guys remember this band? Like I said, I love the music, I love the guitar, and I love his voice. His voice is so good. So you're cranking up some Screaming Trees today, whatever you're doing. I know I am going to be doing that, and I've got 4.5 hours of weird music to play. I think I'm going to go heavy today. So whatever you're doing, make sure you check out Screaming Trees. That's your Wanderlust Wednesday topic. Enjoy it. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.